Hey guys!
Hi everyone!
Alright, so when we were making our last video, we realized there was so much more information about Disney cruises that we wanted to share with you. So if you want to hear more, stick around.
Welcome back! So like Clifford mentioned, we did have a lot of footage of the Disney cruise that we wanted to share with you, and there's a lot of information that we feel a lot of people might want to know about Disney cruises, especially if you're doing research and you might want to check one out.
So we'll start off on which boat we went on.
Yes.
There are how many boats?
4. There
are 4 different boats that the Disney Cruise Line has to offer for its passengers.
Yes. There is the Fantasy, the Magic, Wonder, and the Dream.
And we went on the Dream.
One thing that we love about Disney cruises is the way it stands out amongst the rest at the terminal. Even when you're about to go to the cruise, you notice the Disney cruise not only by its size, huge.
Humongous.
But also the color. The color palette of the cruise is beautiful. It's very unique to that boat, and you know, from that moment on, you know that you're about to embark on an adventure.
Right. And if the color scheme and the size weren't enough, there are actual Disney characters on the boat. There's Mickey and there's Donald, and it just screams Disney. So you know right away you're gonna have a blast. So when you're about to get on your cruise ship, you have to go through a terminal where you check in and let them know who you are and etc. So in that area, there is actually an opportunity for you to meet Captain Mickey and take pictures with him. There's actually a miniature version of the cruise ship that you can check out and see all the ins and outs and details of the ship, which is pretty cool.
So then after you do all that, you check in, you get pictures with Mickey, you check out the miniature scale boat. They call your number and you get to walk in these really cool Mickey ear-shaped holes. And you go through there and you get to take pictures, and then you get on the ship. Now, let me rewind. Before you get on the ship, there's going to be a cast member that's going to ask you for your family name, and then when you give them your family name, they announce it to the entire boat, and there's rows of cast members there dressed in all white gloves, and they're all clapping for you. And you just feel so royal.
Yeah, so important. Like you're the VIP. Like, yeah, that's me. Then after they announce you, you walk into the most beautiful, beautiful lobby.
There's piano, sometimes there's a live singer along with the piano. There's a beautiful, what is that called, that staircase? A grand staircase, chandeliers, there's statues of different characters. This past time when we went, it was around Christmas, so they were starting to build a gingerbread house, so that was there. It was just really grand and fancy and elegant, but also very Disney.
Right, like you don't feel like you're walking onto a boat. You feel like you're walking into one of the Disney resorts when you're walking into the ship. After we walked into the boat, we went to do the most important thing that you can do on a Disney cruise.
Eat.
We went straight to the 11th deck and we went to the buffet.
And the buffet was the king of all buffets. Everything you can imagine was there and available to you, and every single thing was delicious.
Right.
I didn't taste everything. He pretty much tasted everything. Which, on that note, be mindful of what you eat.
Yeah, alright, there's a saying on the Disney cruise.
If you see it, eat it.
And I took that to heart. I wanted to make sure I lived up to that motto. And I ate as much as I could, and I ended up regretting it because I got super sick that night and I missed a whole day. The whole next day. So, eat as much as you want, but listen to your body and don't just shove food down into your stomach because it'll come back. Yeah.
So once you get through the lobby and you go and have your buffet, you are going to have some time before the rooms are open. So that's a good time for you to explore the ship, get familiar with it, know where the theater is, know where the movie theater is, know
where the elevators
are. What else? Know where your dinner places are, and you have plenty of time. We went around the entire ship and found where everything was before our rooms were ready, and then by the time we were done doing that, it was time to check in our room.
Right. And the room, they call them cabins.
Yes.
They're actually pretty big for a cruise. Usually, we've been on a different cruise ship, and the rooms were teeny tiny. I'm a tall person, so I had to bend over just to get in the door. But on the Disney cruise, they were roomy. There was 3 of us, and there was plenty of room for all of us. We didn't feel crowded and stuffed in there, so that was definitely a plus.
Yes, and also make sure that you bring magnets for your door. That's one of our favorite things to do when we go on the cruise ship. It makes your door stand out from the rest, and you can even interact with some of the other guests on the ship. Sometimes they'll leave you notes. If you can put a whiteboard on there, the people will leave you messages on your whiteboard, or even sometimes they'll leave you little gifts, which we did get a gift this past time, which was awesome. So yeah, bring some magnets for your door.
And in the room, they usually leave like some kind of animal-shaped blanket on the bed for you. And it's always fun to come in and see what kind of animal they came up with. There is a TV, and it is full with Disney movies, Disney Channel shows, all sorts of things.
So then once you check in, you'll start hearing all these announcements about the safety meeting. There's a special name for it, I don't remember, but they make it very simple. There's signs for you everywhere. You don't need to bring your life jacket. Once you get there, it is very serious because of course your safety is first. That's first priority. And once you're done with that, it's very quick. Then you haul butt to the sail away party because that's the first really big event on your cruise, and that's something you don't want to miss. We have to be in the front, so
we are running, like
yes,
jumping over children, ducking through couples, trying to be the first ones there because we want to be in front, seeing everything right in front of us.
Yeah. So once you get there, you're gonna be greeted by the cast members, and they're awesome dancing, and they're always so positive. And then the characters, and then they start this cool countdown, and then the ship blows its horn to the tune of When You Wish Upon a Star. There's different ones I've heard, but both times where we went on, it was the same one, which was fine. Every time I get the chills and I do get emotional. And yeah, and then that's when you start sailing away.
Alright, so after the sail away party, you can hang out, do a little bit more exploring, but then a few hours later, it becomes time for dinner. You get hungry. So on our cruise, there were 3 different dinner options. There's one for each night of your cruise. The way our cruise was set up, we went to dinner after our show. So we would go see the shows, which were amazing. Like after the show, we head straight to the restaurant that we're going to be eating dinner at. The restaurants are so nice. They have so much food for you to eat again. You can basically get as much of whatever you want. If you want 3 appetizers, get 3 appetizers.
But listen to your body.
Yeah, listen to your body.
One thing to mention is that you are set at a specific dinner rotation, so you can't choose what restaurant you start at. That's all preset for you. You will get to eat at each restaurant, and you can skip dinner if you want. There's plenty of other 24-hour or other places to eat that are not sit down and formal.
As well as room service.
As well as room service, which is awesome. Do it.
So like I said, I ate too much and I got sick for a whole day. So I got to miss one of the best days on the cruise, which was
Castaway Cay. Castaway Cay is Disney's private island, and it is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. The water is very crystal clear. There are tons of things to do. There's free barbecue. There's even an adult-only beach, which I love. I also like the family area, but it's nice to just get away and go on a hammock and relax. There's tons of things you can do there as far as excursions. You can do some snorkeling, parasailing, all that stuff. It was a really nice time though. So on the next day of the Disney cruise, we go to the Bahamas. I believe it's Nassau. We've never actually done an excursion through Disney Cruise Line. There's like a little port shops that you can get off and explore if you're brave enough. Me personally, I don't like getting off the ship unless I have an excursion because I just get scared very easily. So I would recommend, if you really want to experience Nassau, to look up the excursions that Disney has to offer. That way you know you're going to get the best experience there and you're going to be safe. But I also heard that that's also a good day to stay on the ship because a lot of people leave. So that's when you can ride the aqueduct. You can basically have the ship to yourself. It's less crowded. So you can also do that if you don't feel like getting off the boat.
Yeah, that's probably one of your best options because there is so much to do on the boat. And you probably don't want to do it on your Castaway Key day because Castaway Key is something you can, it's a place you can only go to on the Disney cruise.
Yes.
So on the boat there's a movie theater where you can watch the newest Disney movies. Like she said, the aqueduct, there's lots of pools.
There's different clubs. There's teen clubs, there's kid clubs, there's adult clubs, there's bingo, there's trivia,
dance parties
with characters. I mean, yeah.
Basically anything you might want to do, they have it there for you. And if you are an adult and you have kids with you, you can go to one of the adult clubs and send your kids away to the kid clubs. Send them away. Shoot you. You can send them to the kids clubs and there will be cast members there to play with them and hang out with them and help them to feel safe. So, yeah. And there's also stores on the ship that you can shop at, but you can only shop when the boat is in motion on the ocean.
So that was pretty much our experience with both Disney cruises. I'm sure there's a lot that we are forgetting, like pirate night and fireworks, but we'll try and put in some footage of a little bit of everything so that you can see what we did. But one thing that is for sure is, number one, it is very expensive. Number two, it is worth every single penny. The Disney Cruise Line gives you an experience unlike any other with the service from everyone, even from the person who does your bed every night you get the same server. Just the whole experience is so amazing. You're gonna love it, you won't regret it. Just keep in mind that it is a Disney cruise, so don't book it if you're looking for an adult-only crazy party experience because there's plenty of other good options for that. So don't go on a Disney cruise not expecting to see families and kids running around because that's the environment.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave some comments below. And I got my shirt from the Disney store. It's actually a gift. Thanks. Yeah, so this is from the Disney store. Thank you guys for watching. And remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.